How's it going? It's me, the nigga that disappears from his own channel every couple of months. I'm back to talk about the PlayStation. It didn't have a special name this time. You know how it was like Stay to Play a couple of times, and then Future Gaming. I think when they actually showed off the PS5, it doesn't have a special name. I think it's just the PlayStation Showcase, maybe the PlayStation 5 Showcase. I don't know, but there's some stuff, and I'm gonna talk about it. What we're looking at here is mostly things that we were expecting or hoping for, but and there's a couple things in here that should not have been here, but we'll get to that when we'll get to that when we get to that. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into it like a Mario 64 painting. I don't have this on my notes, but I'm pretty sure the conference started off with what's it called? It was like a chess thing. Like it was I have no fucking idea what it was. I thought it was a new game. I thought it was like chess with guns, and I was like, hell yeah, that sounds great. And then it just wasn't that. So there was that, but that wasn't a game announcement, so I don't even know I'm bringing it up. Knights of the Old Republic remake. Wowzers. I hope it doesn't suck. There have been things that came out in between right now and the announcement of this that makes me think and makes other people think that it might suck. And also, I think it's an EA game still, so it's probably gonna suck. But I hope it doesn't suck. That's a game that a lot of people like. I don't have too much of a connection to it, but it looks cool. Project Eve. This is like a. I don't want to say it's like near because I feel like that's a basic ass comment, but if you look at it from like afar, it looks like near. I don't know how else to say it. I hate doing like game explanations by comparing it to another game, but it's fine. It kind of looks like near. It's like a hack and slash game. It's got some blood. It's got this chick. She swings around a sword, and she's like smashing up monsters and stuff. The audio was kind of bad. I just fucked up reading my own notes. The audio is kind of bad, but who cares? That'll probably be fixed by the time it's released, which is, I have no idea because it wasn't a release date. Wonderlands, remember that game from E3 that what's their fucking name? Gearbox announced? The Borderlands spin-off that's a tabletop role-playing game or whatever it's called. Yeah, the PlayStation Showcase here on September 9th, 2021 showed more of that game than Gearbox fucking did at E3. Gearbox at their own E3 conference showed less of their own game than Sony has today. I don't understand how that keeps occurring. If there was a release date, I didn't put it down because it's the exact same as the last time you saw it. Forspoken, this is a game that kind of could have been here, and I guess it's fine because oh Jesus fucking Christ, my flashlight's still on. I'm not gonna explain that. There's a flashlight, I have it on, I just blinded myself. Anyways, where was I? Forspoken. Forspoken. Can you tell it's been a long time? Forspoken, that's the Square Enix game where like the lady was hopping around on the buildings or whatever. That one, I don't know, that one looks cool, and the story's okay. I think that one also had shitty audio though, or was that just Eve? I don't remember. It looks okay. That's coming out. It's coming out spring 2022. It's coming out in the spring. Then we got Rainbow Six Siege Extinction, or not Siege Extinction. I think it's just Rainbow Six Extinction. Now that we're past that, Alan Wake remaster. We heard about this. It was rumored or maybe leaked. I can't remember exactly. But I don't remember too much about that game either. A lot of remakes of games I don't fucking know that well. But I do know that Alan Wake is like a beloved game, and I think it's from the creators of what's the name of that game? Red hair chick. Control, I think it's called. She has like a gun and X-Men powers. So yeah, that's getting a remake. It looks pretty good, and I imagine it'll be pretty good as long as they don't change anything. They did say that they're changing a bunch of like product placements that were in there in the first game, and I assume that's because the people that are in those product placements aren't sponsoring them anymore. But yeah, hopefully that's good too. Hopefully they don't fuck that up too, just like Knights of the Old Republic, which I don't know if they fuck it up. I hope they don't. October 5th, that's coming out this year, which is crazy because that I think the rumor was also like very early this year, maybe late last month, August. Anyways, GTA 5. I want it to die. I want GTA 5 to go to hell and burn, if I can say that. Okay, I get it. It's Rockstar's cash cow, but holy shit, do anything else. Didn't they say like they're expecting the GTA 5? I almost said GTA 5 sequel, just GTA 6, dumbass. GTA 6 to come out like at least by 2025, like at the earliest 2025. Um, that means that this fucking game is gonna be over 10 years old by the time that GTA 6 comes out. It's not going to happen, and if it does, it's just going to be a repeat. Like I think that's the thing people don't acknowledge, is that if GTA 6 ever comes out, it's just going to be GTA 5 2 in the worst way possible. I imagine they're going to do multiple protagonists again. I imagine that's not going to go super well for the story, and I imagine that they're going to milk the shit out of the online of that game too, and maybe they'll make it last 20 years this time, just double up on what they did last time. I'm so fucking tired of seeing GTA 5. I think most people are. If Rockstar could work on literally anything else, that'd be great. I think the last game from them, other than GTA 5, that got like updated or even fucking released was what? Red Dead Redemption 2? They've got Bully, they've got Manhunt, they've got so many other... They've got titles I haven't even played, but I know people like talk about them a lot. It's just like they've got titles in their backlog. Literally work on anything else other than GTA 5, but I mean, the cow's not dry yet, so you gotta milk the shit out of it, right? Ghostwire Tokyo, I still think this game looks cool. It has the exact same release date, I think. I didn't put it down here, so I'm assuming that it has the same thing as last time. I've heard some people talk about like having mixed feelings about this game, and I think it's because the very first time we ever saw Ghostwire Tokyo with the cute Japanese lady that announced it, love her by the way. She left the company, didn't she? That's not important, but the first time they showed it off, it was like advertised a lot more as a horror game, and I think for that reason I was also very, very into it. Like the style was cool, but also if it was going to be a horror centric game, it would be like something different. And it ends up being an action game. It's still horror. Like if you look at some of the character designs and some of what like little teases they give of the story, it's definitely still going to be horror. But it's action horror, so it's like not in the sense of like survival horror, right? You think survival horror, maybe Resident Evil like 1 through 3, 0 I guess too, where it's like you got scarce ammo and shit, and like the horror comes from more the atmosphere and the story, but gameplay wise you still have the chance to defend yourself in most cases, whereas like Resident Evil what did I say? Resident Evil 4 through 6, at least in my opinion, is like action horror, where it still has that same environment, still has that same like, dare I say, aesthetic to it. I don't know if I'm using that word right. I don't care either. It still has like the basic horror elements around it, but it's a lot more like Chris Redfield punches a fucking boulder into lava and beats the dog shit out of Wesker. It's more like just straight up action stuff. And if you look at Ghostwire Tokyo, it's definitely more of the Resident Evil 4 through 6 path, where it's like you're kind of unstoppable. Like you at least from what we see in those trailers, like your character looks like they just do crazy shit with no effort at all. I hope that there's something like interesting, at least when it comes to the story, because again, the little teases they gave of the story seem interesting, and I still think the style looks cool, but I think I kind of share people's what's the word, I guess second guessing when it comes to how this game is going to be, because it's not really clear how it's going to be. I am now going to get a drink of water because I am talking for what? I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to drink water. There's not enough oxygen in the brain. There's not that much brain to go around either. Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, we saw this game already. This is one of those games that should not have been here. This isn't an E3 conference, so I guess I can forgive them wasting their own time. It's completely fine. I actually talked about that, I think, in my E3 video, that if companies want to waste time on the E3 stage to do it on their own, so this is completely fine. I don't have a problem with it, but I don't like that game's coming out soon, so yeah, you should know about it. Masquerade, isn't that the vampire game that looked like shit and like one of them never came out? Yeah, it's got like a shooty McTootie game, and it's like I don't know, it's coming out sometime this year, which is interesting because there's 3 months left in the year. Whatever. Deathloop, you remember that game? Of course you do. They've shown it every fucking thing so far, like this entire year, probably last year too. I don't know, my mind's gone numb to it. By the time you're watching this video, it's already out. Please go play it and say it's the best game ever so we can stop fucking hearing about it, at least at conferences. And then I literally have no clue. That's really funny because, you see, I didn't do any research. I did no research. Oh shit! This is the Radiohead thing. I have no idea what it. I was right. I have no clue. I have no idea what it is. It's like some collab with Radiohead and group, person, company. I don't know. I have literally no clue. That's all. That's what's on my notes. That's what I'm saying. I have literally no clue. I think Chia is how you pronounce this. It's a little girl that steals the bodies of things, like Mario in what's that game called? In Odyssey. She snatches up bodies and proceeds to use the abilities of the things that she inhibits. And that is, oh yeah, didn't have a release date. Forgot. Yeah, that didn't have a release date. But it looks cool. I might check it out. I don't know. I want to steal more bodies. I played Odyssey like 2 times in my life, and I got to steal a lot of bodies, and it was very fun. Uncharted 4, but again, have you not played this game? Well, good news, it's on PC. It's been out for like, what, 7 fucking years? I don't know how long it's been. But yeah, this is like, isn't this like the second or third time they've re-released Uncharted 4? I don't know. It's on PC. That's a good thing. Go get it if you're into that. There's probably a release date, and I just didn't put it because I feel like everyone that's wanted to play Uncharted 4 has already played Uncharted 4. And if you've been waiting for it to be on PC, well, now's your chance. But I hope you haven't been spoiled in these past like 5+ years that the game's probably been out. It includes the DLC too. I didn't put that on my notes, but I remember that it said that. I hope. If I'm giving false information, feel free to sue me. Wolverine. This is coming from what are those assholes' names? Insomniac. This is coming from Insomniac, the homies that made the Spider-Man 2018, I think. Was it 2018 or 17 or 19 or I don't know. The years are starting to blend together. I'm an old man. The people that made the Spider-Man PS4 game, let's say that. There's absolutely no gameplay. All they showed was a trailer of a bar that was fucked up, and then Mr. Wolverine popped out his claws at the last minute. And there was no gameplay, no release date, no nothing. But what we do know is that they're making a Wolverine game, which leads to an interesting question, but I'll get to that in just a second after we talk about Speed Racer. You know, Speed Racer. You fuck with Gran Turismo? If you answered yes to this question, go watch the trailer on your own. Spider-Man 2. So yeah, remember when I was talking about how the thing with Insomniac and the whatever? Yeah. So they're making a sequel to Spider-Man 2. I want to say that in the past few days it's been announced that it's not co-op, but in the trailer you can see Peter and what's the old boy's name? Miles fighting together. So I if it's not co-op, I have to imagine that you can at least like switch between them, or maybe like I feel like there's something that's done this, like where you play as a character and then the other characters like assist. Was it God of War that did that? The Guardians game kind of does that too. Like you, the Guardians game does it to a fucking extreme though. You're Star Lord, and then every other Guardian is just a button, which is very funny. But you know, it's different. I guess I can't hate on it too much. But yeah, they're both in the game, and it seems like they're both playable. From one part of the trailer, I think they're doing like the triangle move when like you can do a takedown on an enemy. I think they're doing like a tag team takedown. So if it's not co-op, I really don't know what they're gonna do with it. But it's obviously a good thing, you know. I want to say 2018. I'm just gonna say 2018. If I'm wrong, that makes it even funnier. The 2018 game was really good in my opinion. I don't think it was the best thing ever, but I liked it a whole lot. So I'm very glad they're making a sequel. It sounded like Kraven in the trailer, as I think Peter threw a poor man into a light pole and probably snapped his spine in 8 different places. Kraven was like, well somebody give me a challenge, or not. That's not how he fucking sounds. That's not how Kraven sounds. If that is Kraven, I don't know if it is, but the from his dialogue, it makes it seem like it's probably Kraven, which would be interesting because I don't think there's been, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I don't think there's been any other Spider-Man game that's really had like Kraven as a villain. Maybe like Ultimate Alliance, but even then, it's probably Ultimate Alliance has everybody. I don't know who that game doesn't have. But anyways, you know who we did see for sure is Mr. Venom. Venom making an appearance. He will probably be. Oh god, no, they already did Sinister Six. Fuck. I don't know. Maybe this one's just gonna be the Wild West, where like like Spider-Man 3, where they just throw every single villain they can at once. But yeah, Venom's in it, presumably fighting Peter and Miles. I always forget his name. But it sounds like he's fighting Kraven too. Like, I don't know if there's any allegiance going on here. It's probably not another Sinister Six thing. But good news on this one, there was also not gameplay, just like the Wolverine trailer. But we do have a release date. That's coming out 2023. And then the very last announcement that we've got here is God of War Ragnarok, which is not... Is that an announcement? It's not, right? They showed it off at something... Oh, not. They didn't show it off. They announced the title of the game, right? At something else. Like, was it the future of gaming? Or a state of play? I feel like it wasn't a state of play. That's a really big announcement for a state of play. The state of plays are usually small. Yet again, I'm going to make a bold claim, and if I'm wrong, it makes it funnier. I think it was at Future of Gaming, that they actually showed off the logo and the title for God of War Ragnarok. But now we get to see some gameplay of it. It looks like God of War 2018, which is to be expected. I've seen some people complaining about that. Like, the boat thing is the exact same animation from the first game, which is like, buddy, I think it would be easier to name sequels that have not directly like ripped assets from previous games, or its previous game rather. I don't see a problem with like reusing animations, reusing models, reusing like gameplay elements. I'm sure there's going to be things that make it worth being a sequel. Like, the gameplay will not be demonstrably different, but you'll probably have some new and interesting abilities. And if you don't, you're there for the damn story anyways. It's a Sony exclusive. They're all story games. But yeah, it looks like God of War 2018, and that one was good. So, you know, this one's probably good. I don't think that had a release date. Did it have a release date before and then it got delayed or some shit? Was it 2022, or did I just forget to write that down? If I did, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not. My head is not. My head hurty. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, because that was actually the end of the conference with God of War Ragnarok. They had like a section afterwards where they talked about it a little bit more. I'm not gonna go into that. They just talked about some of the announcements that were there. But what I will do is close out this video with my personal thoughts. So my general thoughts about the PlayStation Showcase was not bad at all. I don't think it was anything mind-blowing. Obviously the announcement of, but let's go over the list here and see what's actually like new or unexpected. Knights of the Old Republic, the Wolverine game, and Spider-Man 2. A bit more of a, I don't think did I mention this in the last part, that there was like story stuff for Ragnarok 2? I don't care. I'm saying it now. the Ragnarok, like at least in terms of the story and just like showing that the game looks like 2018 but better. Um, and then I feel like there was one more new announcement, but I'm not sure. Oh no, there was just the confirmation of Alan Wake remaster. The Alan Wake remaster, excuse me. I still don't know if that was a rumor or a leak. I assume because it's just true that it was a leak. I don't remember exactly though. But on the basis of those things, like those big announcements, I think it was pretty good. But also we got to see some gameplay for things like Wonderlands, which is again hilarious because Gearbox didn't show off their own fucking game. Is Product Eve a new game? I didn't ask this. Did I ask this in the first part? I'm all over the fucking place. I think Project Eve is a new game. It sounds familiar. If it's not, then that makes sense, but I feel like it's a new game. I'm gonna move on. Wonderlands, we got to see gameplay of that because Gearbox apparently didn't want to show off their own game. And yes, I know it probably wasn't ready to be shown, but at that point, why the fuck did you have an entire conference? Anyways, Ghostwire Tokyo, and then God of War, like I had said, they showed off some gameplay. And Chia, that too. Like there were enough things, I think, that it was a mixture of new announcements in Alan Wake's position, a just like straight up confirmation, and then just like seeing some gameplay and some more on things that we already knew about. Probably the biggest one for me being Forspoken, because that's a game that interested me when they showed it off. It was like Project Athia, right? Or Athia? It was Project something whenever they showed it off a couple years ago? E3s ago? Was it this E3? It wasn't this E3. What's it? I don't know. Square Enix showed it off. It definitely wasn't this E3 because Square Enix's E3 this year fucking sucked dick. And if Forspoken was announced at that, I wouldn't have said that it sucked. So no, it wasn't this year. I think it was last year, maybe 2018. But regardless, I think that's probably the biggest one for me because I've been interested in it, and it still looks pretty incredible in my opinion. Other than that, I think the only things that were like, what the fuck here are honestly, I shouldn't say that Extinction was a what the fuck sort of thing. Maybe I will. Two things. Let me get a drink of water. Been talking my ass off. Extinction is like, for me, I just couldn't give less of a shit about that game. Not because I dislike Rainbow Six. I actually like Rainbow Six a lot. The issue being that they essentially did what God of War Ragnarok is doing to a worse extent. Like, Ragnarok is going to, like I said, use a bunch of the same things from the first game, because why would you make everything over again when the game already looks good? Just up the good look scale a little bit and then introduce all the new mechanics in the actual gameplay, right? Issue with Extinction is like, it basically just seems like a fucking mini game, like in my opinion at least. When I look at Siege and I look at Extinction, they have the exact same gameplay, and that's completely fine. The issue is that all Extinction is like a zombie mode, which is like, that's cool, that's great. I feel like I should slap the shit out of you for asking for $60, or God forbid $70, however much these assholes are going to charge you for this. I feel like it's a slap in the face, and I feel like I should slap someone else in the face for charging $60 for what is essentially a mini game mode that could be added to Siege right fucking now if they really wanted to. Whereas Ragnarok, even though it uses all the same stuff, is at least going to expand on a different story or something, and like have different gameplay elements. Where I don't see anything different with Extinction. I'm not huge into Siege anymore, so maybe I'm blind to it now. But anyways, GTA 5, for fuck's sake, please just let it die already. I mean, I can beg Rockstar as much as I want. As long as they keep making millions and millions off the clowns that buy shark cards, they will not stop supporting that game. You will see that game on the PS92 and the Xbox Epsilon. I don't know what they're going to call the next one. Your great grandchildren will still be playing GTA 5. I promise you that. GTA 6 is not happening, not as long as that game still makes money. And then there was one more that oh right, fucking Deathloop. Deathloop. I have shit to talk about Deathloop. I'm just not going to talk about it because the game is already out, and if I'm proven wrong, I'm willing to say that I am wrong, so I'm not going to talk shit about the game. What I will say is that this showcase happened on September 9th. I think Deathloop came out within that week. Like, why did you need to take up a slot in your conference to play Deathloop if the game's coming out in the same fucking week that you're talking about? I don't know. In my opinion, this is a pretty good mix of stuff that was rumored or maybe leaked. Again, I don't know in Alan Wake's case. And then like just straight up announced, or like people hope for, like the Spider-Man game, and then just some updates on things that we already saw. And it wasn't too long. You know, this is another case for companies doing their own thing. There's no fucking ad breaks. There's no cringy E3 staff making jokes and palling around with each other in between conferences. There's no need for the fluff. This was just 40 minutes of straight like announcements or updates on things, and that's how I prefer stuff. So in my opinion, it was not bad at all. Thing I'm looking forward to the most here, I want to say Knights of the Old Republic and Spider-Man Wolverine. I'm really not sure about Knights of the Old Republic. I'm really not sure because the community that I would like go to see if that game is like going to be up to par or up to the original is basically like having the exact same reservations as me, so I don't know about that one. Wolverine, I just hope that's good because I like Wolverine as a character and it's coming from Insomniac, even though she didn't show gameplay for it. And then Spooderman 2, I just expect that to be like Spider-Man 2018 but better, the exact same way that Ragnarok will probably be God of War 18 but better. So yeah, those are probably my most anticipated ones, in addition to Ragnarok, I guess. But yeah, anyways, this was pretty good. This is a terrible video, by the way. This is a terrible fucking video. I just wanted to get this out because it's been, I don't even know how long since the ooh, that's witchcraft. I don't even know how long since the conference actually happened and I didn't get this video out. Man's been busy. I'm not going to talk about it though. This isn't a therapy session. Anyways, let me know what you thought about the PlayStation Showcase down in the comments below. If there's anything you're looking forward to, if there's anything that you were disappointed in not seeing, you know, anything like that. Are you also tired of hearing about GTA 5? Will you be buying Deathloop so we can stop fucking hearing about it at conferences? Let me know all of that in the comments down below. And while you're at it, tell me what you think about that PS5 upgrade. I keep hearing like people talking about it being worse, people talking about it being better. I have no idea. That wasn't talked about. What? Talked about. Holy shit. That wasn't talked about at all at this, so it's irrelevant for me to bring it up. This is just me trying to explain to you that I am very bad at outros, so I'm gonna end the video cold turkey, say thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. You could probably hear my click just now, couldn't you? God damn it, I'm fucking this up. I will see you next time.